The 8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end. I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
Well, I say go fuck yourself. Then ask a question, could I kill a man? I would enjoy myself. You can't disguise evil eyes that burn a hole in my head. This devil man and his master plan. We feel so misled, so I say, rise up, take all back. Rise up, take it all back. Rise up, hope you all understand. We got to take it all back again.
These people are not going to take it any longer. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
What's up, everybody? Sorry, I thought I could get a calcium in before it started, but nope. So, I have to take supplements because, you know, things that I did last year. And, shit.
There we go. Thank you, Riddle. Gerald B. wasn't first because he was in the kitchen. So was Riddle. We've been cooking or canning today. So I did get most of the dishes done, just cooking sheet and chopping board left. Hell yeah. Want to come do mine there? Yeah. So after we're done with the evening catch-up, we're going to be canning some salsa. And I'll tell you what, as a lifetime lover of paste picante sauce, ours is better. I don't know, Real found a recipe, and it's amazing. Now, I don't know if you guys are on the Discord or not, but we had shared pictures of some hot peppers, and we'd actually, I think, talked about it a few times here on stream. Yeah, we got ghost peppers, we got Trinidad scorpion peppers, and we got Carolina reapers. Today, excuse me, we've been making chili. We've been canning chili. And we've been doing it with dry beans, which apparently you can do. So we're pressure canning that right now. You might actually hear the jiggler going every once in a while, and I think the time limit's actually going to click on before the evening ketchup is probably over. So we'll go turn off the heat and stuff like that. We're not filming the chili because we never tried it before. If it goes well, we have leftover hot juices. Oh, we made the beef, and then we made the stock separately, like all the liquids. And the liquids is where we put the chilies, right? So we have 2 jars, or two quart jars of the ghost pepper chili. We have 2 jars of the Trinidad scorpion chili, and 2 jars of the Carolina Reaper chili. However, there was leftovers of each of the wet stock of each of those. So with the leftover stock, the next batch we're going to do is what we're going to call 5 alarm chili. Is we're going to add some habaneros in there and serranos and all the juices of the last ones that we've done. And that one. Well, Riddle, you tasted a little bit of the Carolina Reaper. What were your thoughts?
It tasted a lot better than when I just ate the pepper. The pepper itself is pretty grassy, but once I had it in the chili sauce, it was actually pretty good. The flavor's really good. It's super freaking hot though.
I think my favorite one so far has to be the Trinidad Scorpion. That one tasted a lot better than I thought it would, but it's also seriously hot. And we'll be making sauerkraut and all that. So we've been really busy doing all that kind of stuff. I hope you all had a good 4th of July. Obviously, hopefully it was safe 4th of July. Nobody lost any fingers, hopefully. If Cuz or anybody's watching over in Texas, I hope you all have your fingers and nobody's got a new finger in the freezer. We didn't fire off any fireworks, but I'll tell you what, I made the best tasting T-bones I've ever made before. And our 82-year-old neighbor that we shared that meal with said that was the best steak she had ever eaten in her life. I don't know how many steaks she's eaten or where she's been eating them at, but it is also the best steak I ever ate in my life. And I do like steak a lot. So we will be, I will be doing a video series, probably. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a series. I will be making videos on steak cooking. I watch many different other videos out there, and I've really been enjoying it. Now, it's not technically my stuff, but I'll add my own flair to it. Steak was amazing. Yeah, the mashed potatoes are really good, too. If you don't know about mashed potatoes, real quick. 5 potatoes, right? 1 stick of butter. 1 whole thing of cream cheese. Chives, salt and pepper to taste. You do that, amazing. Okay. It rained until 8 p.m. here and was in the low 60s yesterday. Well, that means that you probably had some good fireworks. Didn't have to worry about fires. We had gotten rain, I believe it was on a Saturday, and so that really helped out for all that. 5 large potatoes, 1 stick. Yep. Pretty simple recipe, but man, is it good. All right, there's not a whole bunch of news that went on, apparently, so I don't know. We're going to read some of these. I might not even read them all, because they don't seem like that intriguing to me. I know that Guns and Gadgets has a new video about the bipartisan effort for more gun control. We'll see how that goes. You know it's going to happen at some point. We've got another, 3 years of Biden at least, so it's going to happen. However, tonight's top story for me, the one that intrigued me the most, was that Senator Rand Paul used science to shut down Fauci's fear-mongering about 2 Americas. President Biden, here's the deal. The Delta variant is more contagious, it's deadlier, and it's spreading quickly around the world, leaving young, unshotted people more vulnerable than ever. Please get your shot if you haven't already. Let's head off this strain before it's too late. Biden's administration officials this week dangled the threat of a new lockdown restriction in the face of emerging Delta variant strain of the sniffles. But on Tuesday, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, a medical doctor and a frequent critic of medical bureaucrats like the sniffle czar Anthony Fauci, cited the actual science in order to shut down the burgeoning hysteria. Don't let the fearmongers win. New Public England study of Delta variant shows 44 deaths out of 53,822 people. That's a 0.08% in the unshotted group. Ironically, the same British study Paul used to dismiss the media hype over the variant was distorted by the left's wing outlets to generate even more panic. CNBC claimed that the impending outbreak would pick off vulnerable, i.e. unshotted people, portions of the population. The China compromised WHO, the World Health Organization, likewise warned last week that the new triple mutant threat could be even worse than the last one. The India-based Delta strain was more lethal because it was more efficient in the way it transmitted between humans, claimed Michael Ryan, executive director of the WHO's Health Emergency Programs, during a news conference. It will eventually find those vulnerable individuals who become severely ill, have to be hospitalized, and potentially die, Ryan added. Despite the alarmism, some have noted that symptoms of the new strain seem remarkably similar to the seasonal maladies such as colds and hay fever. Instead, the pitch seemed to be geared at promoting the existing shots, including the China-backed Sinopharm shot and Western alternatives such as Moderna and Pfizer to segments of the population that view the vanishing pandemic as further reason not to be inoculated. The Biden administration was forced to admit last week that it expected to fall short of its self-imposed benchmark of 70% by the 4th of July. I believe it was like 68 or 69. COVID. Fauci told, beholden to the WHO and pharmaceutical companies, American leaders, including Fauci and President Joe Biden, threatened that new mandates may be coming even for those who had complied with previous shot demands, courtesy of the new strain. Fuck you, won't do what you tell me. That should be our new fucking theme song. Fuck you, won't do what you tell me. Although it's copyrighted. Fauci told CNN's Don Lemon that in the event of another lockdown, he anticipated certain blue states abiding by his arbitrary dictates, while a growing number of skeptics will simply disregard the politicized guidance and the bureaucratic operations like the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Diseases. When you have such a low level of shotted up superimposed upon a variant that is high degree of efficiency of spread, what you're going to see among undershotted regions, be that states, cities, or counties, you're going to see that these individual types of blips, he said, according to the USAnews.com. It's almost like it's going to be two Americas. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Yeah, I hope you had a good Independence Day. I hope you lit some shit off and celebrated your freedom. I haven't checked your channel. You probably did, and you probably posted it on YouTube. I've been kind of busy cooking and canning and prepping and all that kind of stuff, so I haven't really been on YouTube too much. I did go ahead and watch some Rick Netherly videos. He's really good. You should check him out. If you don't know about the Rick Netherly channel, Rick Netherly's Firearm channel, I believe that's the entire title of that channel. He's a pretty cool dude. For pro-freedom Republican leaders, rejection of Fauci's regulations proved a winning strategy in managing the prior pandemic. However, it seemed equally unlikely that Democrat officials, having since secured their power base in the 2020 election, because, that was perfectly honest, would buy into such an agreement for new lockdowns and restrictions. The prospect of tanking the U.S. economy yet again, even as Biden's inflationary policies are creating a new level of economic suffering, would likely outweigh the menace of the pandemic sequel, both among the shotted-up people and the conscientious objectors. Moreover, the sniffle panic mongers have lost their greatest advantage now that considerably more is understood about the origin of the sniffles, and data has helped since shed realistic light on its danger to the public. Paul, a frequent Fauci nemesis, who in May forced the virologist to concede that China may have been conducting off-limit gain-of-function research in pursuits of biological weapons, has also been a vocal critic of the junk science surrounding the pandemic. Earlier in June, he cited 2 studies showing that those who obtained natural immunity after contracting and recovering from the sniffles were better protected than those who received experimental vax shots to reprogram their genetic material. Great news. Cleveland Clinic study of 52,238 employees shows unshotted people who have had the sniffles have no difference in reinfection rate than people who have had the sniffles and took the shot. Always gotta love that. What's up, HDP? Wow. Been a minute. How was your 4th? I hope you had a great 4th of July. Another person I haven't seen videos from in a while. So I have way too many I'm subscribed to way too many people. Today I actually went through and clicked and unsubscribed to some channels that I really don't watch. I subbed to them a while back because, you know, you go down those rabbit holes and you know, yeah, I like this guy. So I subbed, you know, but I don't ever watch them anymore. So I've been trying to purge that. I got way too many. I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2006 with this channel. I've subbed a few people. Former West Virginia lawmaker is facing felony charges from the event that happened on the 6th. Former West Virginia lawmaker faces new federal felony charges after he live-streamed himself walking into the U.S. Capitol on the 6th. A grand jury in the U.S. District Court for District of Columbia handed down a 5-count indictment for former Delaware Derek Evans last week. The new charge is for obstructing an official proceeding and abiding or abetting, which allows for up to 20 years in prison under federal law. This is what pisses me off. They aren't going to get a slap on the wrist. These people are looking at 20 years. 20 years. If there was ever a Bundy Ranch 2 sequel kind of event, it's this. How are we, as freedom-loving Americans, going to allow people to go to prison for 20 years for going to that? He was previously charged with 4 misdemeanor offenses and pled not guilty to them in May. The Republican resigned from the House of Delegates shortly after first being charged in January. He had just won his seat in November. After his resignation, Evans issued a statement saying that he takes full responsibility for his actions, adding that he deemed it best for him to resign to focus on my personal situation and those I love. Yeah, you're facing 20 years in prison. Bikes and Bullets. Did you all come over from a Tactical Tony stream? Tactical Tony, did you just raid me? Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Get the shot, become the next victim. I'm good. If I die from the sniffles, I'm all right with that. I'm 100% fine with that. I'd put it in the Lord's hands, and if he takes me, he takes me. If not, okay, well, I'm here. I ain't gonna get it. That's just my own personal thing, though. GOP Senator Ron Marshall. China wants to own the world. Well, everybody wants to rule the world, right? Isn't that a song? They can do their best to force us, but we ain't doing it. You know, they'd actually have to seriously force us in order to do it. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas said on the 4th of July that China wants to own the world and must be stopped. In a Fox News interview, Marshall said we must subject China to public shaming for its role in organizing spread of the sniffles. China wants to own the world. That's their goal right now, he said, citing China's attempts to cover up its role in the sniffle spread, among the other evidence. We know that the Wuhan laboratory was starting to cover up this particular incident as well in October 2019. Thousands of soldiers from hundreds of countries gathered in Wuhan, China for a military Olympics. Several weeks later, many of them developed symptoms, he said. But since China clearly is not worried about having spread the sniffles, the best approach is to dishonor them. What they need is public shaming, not just the United States, but we need other countries to shame them as well. Shame, shame on you. Everybody knows your name. We can't do anything because they're too fucking powerful, and we don't go to war with people that can actually retaliate. We're fucking afraid as a nation. Have you ever noticed the people that we bomb, we know that they can't do a damn thing back in return? Why don't we carpet bomb some stuff in Wuhan? Why don't we carpet bomb the lab? A targeted strike. Can we not have a targeted strike on the Wuhan laboratory that leaked this? Oh, we won't do that. Oh, we won't do that.
Got too much money wrapped up in that lab.
Well, it's not just that, but we don't want to piss off anybody that actually go toe to toe. It just pisses me off because they'll do that to Syria all day long. Oh, Syria? Fuck you. Can't do anything about it. What they need is public shaming. I already read that part. Marshall then went a step further, suggesting that the sniffle leak, whether accidental or intentional, was the result of its pursuit of biological weapons using controversial gain-of-function research that the U.S. had banned at the time. Well, we do it too. 100% we do that too. They should be ashamed. They invented a bioterrorism weapon, he said. They should be ashamed if they leaked it from the lab. They should be ashamed if they covered it up. According to Marshall, China also engages in high-level intellectual property theft. Yeah, big time, for a long time. They steal 500, and it's funny because Apple and Google and all that, even though they've stolen a lot of those products, they're still making factories over there. So they must be paying them back or something. They steal $500 billion of an intellectual property from us every year. 90% of the counterfeits and fentanyl that come into our country are made in China, he claimed. The best way to slow China is to hold them accountable, according to Marshall. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful for this country and the world to say we can't do business with you when you lie, cheat, and steal from Americans. Well, this administration sure as hell ain't doing it. If Biden tried to do that, oh, they'd probably let us know everything that they have on them. Nonetheless, he said, such tough love measures were absolutely necessary. Focus on bringing the supply chains back to the United States. Marshall said we had to start by doing that yesterday. Yeah. Trump was saying that he was going to do that. What's up, Walter Davis? How are you doing this evening? I hope your 4th of July was well. Yeah, everybody's here tonight. They are second rate. Lots of bluster. But that would be the end of the retail shopping in America. As this guy said, yeah, it would be painful, but can you imagine all the jobs that you could bring back to America if we didn't get shit from China? Oh my goodness, bigger problem than the war? Yeah, it would be. But I mean, it's not going to go back. How do you fix it without having some sort of issue, right? We can either cut off China and not bring any more of their shit in here, which would suck. And then all of a sudden companies would start growing again in America, which, you know, it would take a while. Or we can keep on just making and printing more money. And then we're going to have an economic collapse. I would rather do this and get America working again and make America great again, to use a phrase, with industry, than to have our dollar hyperinflate. That the one cutting off China, in my stupid brain opinion, is a lot more palatable than continuously printing money and having an economic collapse. We will be incentivized. Protect and serve the shit out of your ass. Yep. Apple partnered with them to have them not steal. Yep. Most companies have. Happy 4th. We are the last bastion of freedom. What's up, Quantum? How you doing? Yeah, it's kind of sad. America is the freest country out there, and we are not free. I mean, we are the best. But man, I mean, if you thought we were free last summer, I should have proved that to you. And I guess Massachusetts has done something. I saw that that Mule Team posted a video about Massachusetts, and I have not watched it. I should have. You know what? We'll watch it here on the evening catch up. Google gave them a drone design, and they refused to help the U.S. Google execs. Google's excuse was they could steal it anyway. We build the factory, but not the tools to put in it. Yeah. Let's check out. Oop, not that studio. Yeah, this one. I want to see this one.
All right, so always seems to turn out this way, doesn't it? Right now,
Hold on.
I said yesterday
Thumbs it
I
up.
don't do very many videos, and I don't. Right? Well, here's the fucking thing, though. Right? Just today, the state of Massachusetts decided to prove my fucking point on how we're not free. So, for a particular Warsaw patriot, right? Well, here's my answer to you, fuckstick. You ain't free. If you ain't woken up to that fact and all you want to do is talk about blah, 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 yeah, bounce off my fucking channel, stop making comments. I don't give a fuck. And the state of Massachusetts just proved my motherfucking point. Okay?
Is it?
A group of men were traveling through their fucking state. A militia was going to another state to train. They were bringing their weapons and ammunition prepared to go train. They were stopped on the side of a road and there was a fucking giant standoff. And everybody's freaking out, right? They're calling them, well, they're Moorish citizens who don't believe in any of our laws. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck what color, creed, race they are, who they fuck, who they pray to. I don't give a shit. They were Americans. They were driving down a fucking road that their taxes paid for, or taxes of other Americans if they're smart Americans and don't pay any taxes. But otherwise, they were freely traveling down the road, going about their business, going to train on July 3rd. And the state police of Massachusetts pulled them over and arrested all of them for traveling with weapons. Not fucking with the public, not fucking with the cops, for traveling with weapons. And you motherfuckers who constantly tell me, back the blue, oh, OIF Eagle, and fucking thousands of you all over the fucking planet.
When's the
who
last
talk
he
about
must be
back
on
the blue.
Facebook.
There you go.
I haven't heard from OIF
They're
Eagle
not
in
backing
forever.
You. That was a militia on its way to do militia business, not interfering with the public. The fucking cops interfered with them, though, didn't they? Fucking have a big old press conference on July 3rd,
Yeah, and all them guns.
on fucking the
They gone.
tyranny they fucking jackbooted fucking pigs put down. Please, if you are one of those people who think blue lives matter more than anything else or more than others, and you don't believe the cops are going to take your fucking guns, you can bounce the fuck off my channel on all media platforms.
You gotta love the
all
unsub
social
videos.
platforms.
Unsub
Twitter,
for me, fucker.
right? Facebook, fucking this. This is those are the last three I'm fucking on. Oh, and Instagram. Right, but I don't really post there much. But you know what? Fuck it. If you got me on
I think
any
Mule
of them,
should get a
and you
TikTok
believe
account.
that fucking cops are there to help you, no matter how many times I've shown you and proven to you that they are not, and explained to you that you need to take your magic phone and research the fucking SCOTUS, right? The fucking Supreme Court of the United States have already said that the police are not there to protect the citizens. They are to protect the government. And they just showed that shit on July 3rd. So fuck any of you who are back the police, and fuck all of you who think you are fucking living in freedom. You are not. I am not. Nobody is. You don't have the right to travel. You don't have the right to not get the jab and go wherever the fuck you want. You don't have the right to not wear a mask in some of these fucking states. So this is supposed to be the United States of America.
I hear
It was
shooting
born
in the background.
247 years ago tomorrow. And every principle that it once stood for is fucking under the bus. You are not free. Massachusetts just proved it.
It was way before that. That is just another what is it? Nail in the coffin kind of, maybe it wakes a few more people up, who knows. I didn't hear about that whole event. That's interesting. I see that some of y'all have been commenting on it, so I'm going to read some of these comments here while I put that on. Free to get your permission. Hey, Australia has the sniffle checkpoints. In the UK, they make their life hell. In China, you'll beat you up if you don't wear your mask. Wow. Another great rant by Mule. I did not experience any of those things here in America. We're inquisitive and did not buy the BS. A lot of people bought it. What's up, Irish? How you doing? I hope you had a great July 4th. I hope you're doing good. Everybody's saying hi to Irish. Hey, they want to free to investigate and say whatever they want, and we might not be completely free, but we are not like others. So I'm not saying we aren't the freest nation, but you ain't free. You ain't free. There's a lot of things that you could do constitutionally before that you cannot do now. Just try to drive your vehicle without a license. You have the constitutional right of freedom of travel. Yet they've taxed on license, registration, all that stuff. You have the constitutional right to the Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed, but you have to do a background check. You have to make sure it's not fully automatic, that it isn't a short-barreled rifle. Can't have a suppressor on it, not without going and getting tax stamps. What did they get pulled over for? I don't know. No such thing as being pulled over when you're stopped prior to contact. They was stupid who runs out of gas on a less than 100 miles into a 300-mile trip. I don't know. Did they run out of gas, Gerald? I'm guessing Gerald's got the scoop that they ran out of gas. They were gassing up on the side of the road in full tactical gears and weapons at the ready. Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it. In Massachusetts, I mean, I have driven through states where it wasn't legal for me to drive through those states carrying the stuff I had in the way that I had it carried. You don't stop in those states. You drive on through. They ran out of gas. That's crazy. Well, they just lost all their firearms. Speaking of TikTok, remember that video of the nurse we saw? Yeah. Can't find that video now. It's probably taken off. They were fully geared with guns loaded at the ready, immediately told the sheriffs to fuck off, and they don't care about the laws on driving with loaded guns, so the sheriff called for backup. Yeah, they had a standoff, huh? Man, that sounds like an intense story. We are not wearing masks anymore. Well, that's good, but you did. 1:30 a.m. on the side of the I-95. 1:30 in the morning? Holy shit. They was putting gas in their cars. Militia ran into the woods and started a standoff. Hey, at least they... I don't know. I don't know enough about this. Sounds like not a smart... Why would you have your long guns out and on for gas stop? Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those all-black militia groups that had a bad attitude towards it. I don't care. As Mule says, I don't care. It could be the not fucking around anymore coalition or whatever they call themselves. They could be Antifa. They're Americans. I don't care their political beliefs. They have every right to do it. AA, that says it all. Yeah. They stopped on the highway on the side of the road and used gas cans. Well, in Mass, they have strict gun laws. Well, in Mass, they have unconstitutional gun laws. Get it through your head. Shall not be infringed. I will not comply. I go through every fucking state loaded to the gills. With them loaded, ready to go. Am I going to be stupid enough not to gas up before I go through Massachusetts? No. I will not be told what I can and cannot do. I am fucking ungovernable. The only way you're going to force me not to carry a piece on me every fucking where I go is if you put me in jail. That's the fucking attitude you need. Well, it was against the law. You know, you can't go against the law. It was the law. They don't allow. Fuck that shit. Shall not be infringed is the law of the fucking land. Mass is a bitch. They have MIT. Boston is secured up the wazoo, which is sad because Massachusetts was like the birthplace for this nation. And it's now one of the strictest places out there. You can't even own a slingshot? Yeah, I don't know. Well, in Arizona, you supposedly couldn't have nunchucks. You could have fully automatic. You can have suppressors. You can have all this other shit. Ninjas? Fuck that. I encourage you all to be ungovernable and to be free. As free as you can. That's why I say it at the end of the freaking episodes every night. Go out there and be free. Do something you're not supposed to do, but you're not hurting nobody with. And take those chances. if you take that advice, just know that you might get in trouble. But at some point, what are you going to do? Oh, go out and celebrate your freedom on the 4th of July, as long as you travel there in your vehicle with the right tags and the insurance, as long as you only light off the approved fireworks, as long as you don't have any firearms on you, and as long as you're not yelling to the crowd that we ain't free. You can celebrate your freedom that way, as long as you're social distancing and wearing your mask as well. Seems free, right? Not for me. May have some shit in Boston that could really hurt the elitist. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means, Quantum. I just am smart about my disobedience. They were asking to get caught. Well, yeah, they were dumb. If what you're saying is correct, they were a little dumb. First of all, you don't stop for gas or on the side of the road. I don't know, what were they driving? Does anybody know what they were driving? Where is it? Motorcycles? Like, what were they driving? Because should have been able to make it. You gas up before you go. And then when you get out for gas, you don't have to come out in full tack gear. Shit. I at least conceal carry when I go through these states. I still carry, but I'll conceal it. Well, by the way, I won't be on from the 14th to the 20th. Well, I hope it's nothing horrible. Ironically, they spent Independence Day in jail. Yeah, exactly. I disagree with your narrative of those events, Anonymous. I'm so disobedient, I don't pay any tax. I haven't in years. Most everyone doesn't have the balls for that, so I don't care what people think. That's a tough one. There are a lot of people that go to jail for not paying their income taxes. I think we're behind on ours. The story is weird. It is. I almost want a narrative of it. Shit. Just going off of what I heard, could be wrong. I don't know, man. It sounds like they were gassing up, and I haven't read any story about it, but it sounds like if they were gassing up, coming out of your vehicle, even at 1:30 in the morning, in full tack gear, not a smart idea. Not illegal, in my opinion, maybe in Massachusetts. Not against the Constitution, in my opinion. But you're asking to get pulled over. And you did it in Massachusetts, which most people who know anything about firearms knows Massachusetts is not a place you want to do it. Then, supposedly, according to y'all, they went into the tree line and started talking shit to the cops. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Going for the live free or die state, camping out in a NASCAR race. Is it It's not Massachusetts. No. Live free or die. That's not Mass. That's New Hampshire or some shit, right? Forget which one that is. Liberty. Yeah. Once deemed concentration camps, detention centers are now called model. It is funny how that changed real quick. The drastic about-face from the mainstream media and coverage of the U.S. border crisis was immediately clear in their refusal to cover the atrocious conditions in migrant detention centers newly reopened and overcrowded under President Joe Biden. These cages are not only ignored with casual disinterest, however, the Biden administration is now shamefully attempting to put a positive spin on its violations of federal immigration law while brazenly refusing access to the worst facilities. They're not even allowing you to go into the ones that are the worst, even to lawmakers from the opposing party. So Republicans can't go. However, we allowed the Democrats to go. See, conservatives, and I won't just say Republicans, conservatives usually like to play by the rules. Well, it's the rules, and we all should abide by them. But guess what? Liberals don't do that. That's why y'all gonna lose. To a large extent, media, like the far-left Associated Press, are playing ball, allowing them to claim that the processing centers for thousands of unaccompanied minors are more like boarding schools. Well, that's nice. A breeding ground for the sniffles where physicals and sexual assault have reportedly run rampant, these facilities now exemplify model conditions for the asylum seekers who Democrats hope to import as quickly grant citizenship in order to assure a new generation of voters. It is a stark contrast from the position taken even as recently as 2018 when a wave of caravans organized by the left-wing activists sought to overextend the existing border security operations of radical members of Congress like Representative Cortez made efforts to visit and pretend to weep at the site. Cortez referred to them as being like concentration camps at the time, a talking point her fellow Democrats and the media allies desperately tried to make stick in the lead up to the midterm election for the Trump administration. Thank you for the story, Bikes. Clicking it. I'll get to it here in a second. The AP's recent reporting on such a facility is included below under its unedited context. Well, actually, I'll get to it now. That's pretty much the end of this one. Oh, it's a video. Okay, it's a good amount of time. All right. Oh, blowing me up. Today, I was expecting nobody here today. Here is the video. They never told cops to fuck off or claim that they did not believe in laws. Okay. Thank you for the link. Because as I said, I didn't even hear this story. Well, it didn't even come up in my news stuff. So this is why we call it the catching up. Epstein used to run at MIT like it was his house. Lots of scum there. Live free or die is the motto of the now socialist New Hampshire. New Hampshire is not as bad as Massachusetts. It's not great, but no state really is. Even South Dakota, which is supposed to be a really great state, is not like all it's cracked out to be. The track campground is 212 miles from here. Slogans are just words, and nobody backs them up, kind of like protect and serve. So is the Constitution. You have a constitutional right? No, you don't. The Constitution is just a piece of paper. If you're not willing to stand up and defend that Constitution with your life, because they will kill you, then you don't have shit. The truck hasn't been inspected in years. Not complying includes everything. Ooh, Walter Davis. I don't even do that. I have tags on my truck, but I do live in the city too. If I lived out in the country, it'd probably be better off, but I could. I pick and choose my battles, to be honest. I do. Like, I don't wear my seatbelt if I don't want to, and if I get a ticket for it, I'm like, fuck you. I got insurance. What is business of yours if I die in an accident or not? It's not like the taxpayers got to pay it. My state has no inspection laws. Well, that's good. Word spells. Legalese. Doing what is done for hundreds of years. And I want to see the cop camera footage. Pennsylvania has safety check. When asked, I explained I drive 1,000 miles a week average. It's safe. Huh. Otherwise, it's just men arguing on who did what. Too different for the MSM to frame it to fit their narrative, so they've largely ignored the story. Yeah, I would have thought this would have been all over the place. Except for if they're African American, they don't like that. Very word secrecy is repugnant. Sworn oath to my Constitution, fully intended on paying if needed. Nice. I haven't sworn an oath, but I will definitely defend anybody who's trying to defend theirs. You will change nothing, and the good Masons, Judas, etc., are not doing anything but following orders. A lot of order followers on all sides. There are great military people. Anonymous American, I'm sure. Freedom-loving, swore an oath to the Constitution, Irish USMC vet, great. Y'all tell me that I have to be respectful to all military. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I've seen some people that come out of the military that I don't want to be respectful to. They don't deserve it. They'd be the first one there taking Americans' freedoms. How about the people that were, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was in Oklahoma or somewhere, where they were shooting paintballs at people in their house, in their front porch. During the lockdowns, I think it was, maybe. Oh, man, that's an old story. My inspector sticker ran out in October. Someday I'll soon get inspected again. All right, let's watch this. This is highendnews.com.
We have a few more helping us, notifying their chain of command of what's going on. We're still here. We're still safe. The lieutenant has informed us that they're going to move some of their vehicles, and they're doing that now. It's cold out here, so I'm shivering. That's why I sound like this.
Holy shit.
We've been out here since about
I wish I was cold.
2 a.m. It's about 4 a.m. It's so we've been out here since 1:53 a.m. It is July 3rd, 2021. We are in North America, Morocco. We are on the Interstate 95 near exit 57.4. The mile marker is right near this police vehicle, which they're going to be moving it soon, and I'll be able to walk up because I don't want them to think anything funny. But in fact, I'll just show you for the record because we already assured them that we're going to be peaceful. So they have nothing to worry about. But the mile marker was right here. So that's where we are. I reassured them that we are not sovereign citizens. I reassured them that we are not black identity extremists. I reassured them that we are not anti-police. I reassured them that we are not anti-government. I reassured them that these men here will not be pointing guns at them. I reassured them that we're trying to come to a peaceful resolution. I reassured them that I'm willing to give them any information that is necessary to ensure that we can come to a peaceful resolution, so that way they can issue a summons to us in court and handle this civilized. I've also specified how, according to the United States Supreme Court, Younger versus the state of Hawaii,
He's a smart
the United
man.
States Supreme Court stated how the possession of a firearm is not a crime. It constitutes no offense, which means they have no right or authority to detain us.
Thank you very much
I
for this,
also
Bikes.
specified how, according to the United States federal law, we have the right to peaceful journey. So, with that being said, we should not have been detained here. We were not pulled over. We had stopped to fuel our vehicle. I'm going to show you for the record. I also have a body cam. It's still recording. My body cam is right here.
That part is
The
smart.
red light indicates that that's recording. Our vehicle is full of camping equipment, which supports what I said about how we're going to our private land to train, which is our Second Amendment right. I also specified how, according to the federal laws of the United States, peaceful journey, we have the right to travel as long as we're not making any unnecessary stops. I assured the police that we prepared for this because we prepared to abide by federal law, the federal laws of the United States, including the treaty laws of the United States. So I ensured them that we had planned to fill up these fuel tanks, which I'm about to show you right now, so that way we don't have to make any unnecessary stops, so that way we could have just passed through their state. They specified how they were
Thanks,
trying to
Anonymous,
protect public
for the
security
clarification.
and public peace, and I specified how we were just traveling through. We weren't going to stop, and we weren't going to stop at any gas stations because that could have alerted the public, which is why we have the gas tanks right here and right here.
To Gerald B, well, it's a $165 fine driving without one. Yeah. And what's the saying about freedom? How much does freedom cost? Freedom ain't free. Yo, when I get pulled over and I get a seatbelt ticket, I fight it. I haven't had to do that in a long time, but I fight it. And if I lose, I pay it. And if I win, I don't pay it. I've won it once. The enforcement of the licensing and permitting was the issue of Massachusetts created agencies and safety concerns where none existed. That is what happened, totally of circumstances. Says fuck off to the police, claims they support the police. Liberty not licensed after Katrina, not getting people food and water and medicine or evacuating them, but going door to door and forcibly taking their guns away from American citizens. Yeah, that was another good one, Liberty. Katrina, where they forcibly took people's firearms during a national, disaster. Now, here you go. Now you can't protect yourself when your neighbor comes and steals all your shit. Strength in numbers, yes, we can give support to these guys. Yeah. Where can we support these guys? I don't know yet. This is the first I've been hearing about it. It was tonight with Mule Team's video. Some police and military are not friends of the people. A lot. And there's some that claim they are, but they're not either. Katrina, LOL, that's old news. No, it might be old news, but it's still fucking relevant. Where's those guns now? Because they didn't give them back. I'll guarantee you they didn't give them back. People might have gotten them back with a lot of work and a lot of paperwork and a lot of, stuff. But even then, I doubt that number is very high. This sounds nothing like what was reported by MSN. The state police or any other rumor people were told about at the incident. Our state was going to do away with the inspections, but every repair shop around said no, we need that because they charge $130 an hour for repairs. Freedom ain't free and your taxes don't go towards it. Man, your taxes go towards putting you in chains. Those men were stopped by the state police, stopped for a welfare check and created an what is this word? Exigency? Full stop. Well, are you talking about this incident here? Because they said they pulled over to refuel. Their legal problem is that they had firearms on their persons, according to the reports. The federal legal protection requires that the firearms not be readily accessible when in transit. Yeah, that might be true. There's some. He said he didn't want to go to the gas station. Right? We don't want to go to the gas station because that could create an incident. Fool. As long as you're not coming out geared up like G.I. Joe, ready to go to war, you'll be all right, bro. I mean, just you could probably even wear your vest, but having guns strapped to you everywhere. Just saying, is it constitutionally allowed? Yes. Is it smart? No. I can constitutionally open carry. And even in my state, I have constitutional carry. So I can open carry in a lot of places, but I don't usually because of a few reasons. One, I don't want to advertise I have a gun all the time. Today and yesterday I have been open carrying because it's a holiday and I want to feel fancy. And if I'm going to feel fancy with my fancy sidearm, I ain't going to fucking hide it. However, when I go into a store that says no firearms allowed, and there are plenty of them here in Arizona where they do not allow you to carry concealed or open, I just put my shirt over it and I fucking carry it anyway. I think they should have just gotten gas at a gas station. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Massachusetts is not that big of a damn state. How many? Can't you gas up in a state before and then after it?
So
it's not like it's Texas.
That way we can avoid having to stop at gas stations. So that way we don't alert the public, and there's no need for them to.
Absolutely stupid. The only way you'd alert the public is if you're doing it full geared up.
They're the reason why we're still here. We've been asking to go on our peaceful journey.
You're going to train, not going to war. If you're going to train, you don't need to have that on.
Yes, I do. I'm live right now. All right.
At time of night, it's drug runners on the I-05.
All right. Can you hold this? I'm just pointing at them. Yep.
They need more gas. Yeah, I know. What's up, Richard? How you doing?
Bro, it is cold out here, man.
I don't know. Did they have a right constitutionally to do it? Yeah. Were they stupid? Yeah. Does that mean that they should go to prison and get all their guns taken away? No.
Everyone out there.
But at the same time, you're facing the police and the law enforcers of the Massachusetts state government. They're not there to promote your freedoms. They're there to give you tickets and, put you your ass in jail. I want to get to the part where he's talking again.
We are
It's daytime now.
on Interstate 95 in Massachusetts, near exit 57, mile marker 57.4. They specified
Been good
in the
working,
news
keeping
that
busy
we're
on late
anti-government,
shift
but
this
we're
week.
not
Oh, yeah, no
anti-government.
problem. I
We're
hope
not
you had a
anti-police,
good
we're not
4th
sovereign
of July.
citizens. We're not black identity extremists. Has specified multiple times to the police that
Wanna see
we're
my
abiding
fancy
by
gun?
the peaceful journey laws of the United States, federal courts. So just look up Title 18 of United States Code, subsection 926 alpha or 925 alpha.
He knows his laws,
as well as the
which is
decision
more
of
than the
United States
police
Supreme
do.
Court, Young versus Harris.
I remember
which
arguing with a
specifies
cop
that
because I
merely
knew the
carrying an
law
arm,
and I was
or it says,
spouting it out, and he's like,
being in the possession
Well, I don't
of,
care.
of a gun per se constitutes no offense. So we haven't violated any laws. The police seen us on the side of the road with our guns secured. We were afraid, so we got out with our arms, and I have body.
Wait, did you catch it? They didn't get pulled over. As far as I'm aware, they pulled over themselves to fill up on the side of the road because they didn't want to alert the public to their presence. Correct? Is that the... And now they felt in fear of their own safety. So when they gassed up on the side of the road, that's why they came out in full kit?
So we got out with our arms. Being in the possession of a gun per se constitutes no offense. So we haven't violated any laws. The police seen us on the side of the road with our guns secured. We were afraid, so we got out with our arms, and I have a body camera that's been recording the whole time.
Okay, so they got out to fill up. They see the cops, and then they went and got their guns. I don't know which one that is. Said they were stopped prior to contact. Yeah. What are they, afraid of the dark? I don't know.
Reassured them multiple times that we're abiding by the federal laws as well as the judicial opinions of the United States Supreme Court and things like that. But they keep portraying us as being anti-government, but we're not anti-government at all. So please share this video out. Again, this is
Are they anti
we're here
you?
in Wakefield, Massachusetts.
Here's the thing.
Going north
The
on
government is
I-95 near exit
anti-freedom.
57.
So you're supporting the government
so
who
it's
won't
basically
support you in return. That's a smart idea. Should have taken off the ramp. Taking off the ramp. Yeah.
What's up? What's
They
up?
were on the side of the road with the car lights
Police are going.
flashing. The police stopped to see if they needed help, not knowing who they were.
Is he on speaker?
Yeah, I would imagine at least they had their hazards
Peace.
on. I'd
I'm
hope.
live on YouTube right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Would you like to tune into my YouTube channel before we begin?
Sure.
So that way,
Let's promote
if
it.
you're going to publish this or if you want to basically get the inside scoop as to what's going on, you could basically have eyewitness news because they're not letting the news in here. So no one really knows what's going on except for me.
Great to
and
see
the
so many
police
all
and
here.
not
Hell
me.
yeah, man.
If you're gonna be,
you guys
you know,
are killing
open
me
to
tonight.
being,
Thank you so much.
Actually reporting the story for what it is, you know?
What's your YouTube channel?
Say again?
What's your YouTube?
Rise of the Moors, R-I-S-E, of, O-F, the, T-H-E, Moors, M-O-O-R-S.
They call themselves the Rise of the Moors. Arm stand up with men. Yeah, arm. I don't know if it was arm. Well, I don't know. I didn't see the end of it. Supposedly they all got arrested.
Yeah, you should see me live now.
There you go. All right. Well, that's an interesting story. The Maine state police are looking into it. Into what? Hold up. Definitely not my team. Hunter Biden proposed unionizing prostitutes according to laptops. I'm pretty sure we had heard this back in like last year. Hunter Biden came up with a plan to unionize prostitutes for their protection after telling strippers for 25 years that they should unionize, according to text found in his alleged laptop. Alleged, I like that. It's totally his laptop. Texts from 2018 and 2019 show that he spent thousands of dollars per session with prostitutes in cities around the country. Yeah. By his own admission, the millionaire businessman had extensive dealings with strippers, as well as I found them to be intelligent, motivated, and business savvy, a 14-minute tape recording revealed. However, prostitutes don't often have the buffer of an establishment protecting them, so they need to do more. Biden theorized in a March 2nd, 2019 conversation, that's like 3 years ago, with an employee from Los Angeles Chateau Marymount. You organize without even organizing in a traditional way, Biden theorized. If you want to advertise legally, you have to go through the unions of which you are a member. Your dues are the fees you pay for advertising. Whoever does this first will be running the largest union in the country. The Chateau Marymount employee chimed in during the conversation saying, haha, that's actually pretty genius. The people who need these unions are the most are typically traditional, undereducated minority, Biden said. This new union would require proof that someone isn't a sex trafficker and that all contracts are consensual. Pimps who join would be rated like you rate nonprofits, Biden said. In various other transactions with pimps and prostitutes, Biden's alleged texts show highly organized procedure in which he visits a website, agrees to certain parameters, and pays electronically. Well, there you go. Being dumb isn't illegal. That is true. That's a good thing. I'd been in jail a long time ago. Well, they said they was on the way to Maine to train. Was they on the way to Maine? Shit, I didn't know that. If you don't like going to the gas station, how did they fill their gas cans? Richard, no! Stop! You're asking too many good questions, okay? Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Why not help them and advise them? The strippers? Yeah, I guess so. Fueled prior to stepping off their trip. I won't really understand the whole why didn't you just gas up at a gas station? I've seen black people at gas stations all the time. So what? Alan West will challenge for Texas Governor Greg Abbott in 2022. Surprised. Republican Alan West, former Florida congressman and firebrand who rode into office on the Tea Party wave a decade ago, said Sunday that he'll run for governor of Texas. I wonder why he's not in Florida anymore. His odds are far longer this time around. Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who is up for a third term may also be eyeing a 2024 presidential bid, has already locked up the endorsement of Donald Trump, whose voters West would need to have any shot of winning a GOP primary in Texas. The hurdles don't stop there. Abbott is the most prestigious fundraiser of any governor in America, having started the year off with nearly $40 million already stocked away, and West is shunned by power brokers by his own party. Okay, so he might not even have a chance. Is that the idea? Still, West is celebrity in grassroots that lingers from a combative one term in the U.S. House makes him the most prominent primary challenge Abbott has faced since becoming governor in 2015. Already there have been signs of Abbott moving to protect his right flank, passing laws to protect Second Amendment rights in Texas that he never previously endorsed, and picking up Trump immigration mantle along the U.S.-Mexican border. They have permitless carry now in Texas. Everybody thinks they got constitutional. You didn't get constitutional. You got permitless. There's a big fucking difference. But I'm glad. I mean, if it's this guy, the reason why Greg Abbott is doing that, well, he's already a winner in my book. Let's stand up for God, country, and for Texas. West told those gathered Sunday at the Sowen Church in Dallas suburb of Carlton, where he made his announcement. He later tweeted video of the service. Democrats who continue to see Texas as a budding battleground, even as their losing streak continues, have yet to put up a challenger to Abbott in 2022, although former Congressman Beto O'Rourke isn't ruling it out. Oh my God. West won a House seat in Florida in 2010 and quickly became a Tea Party favorite at one point, accusing Democrats of having as many as 80 communists in their House caucus. He failed to win re-election in 2012. He later moved to Texas and largely stayed out of the spotlight until running for a chairman of the state GOP party last year. After winning the job, West went about criticizing Republicans as much as Democrats, calling the GOP Speaker of the Texas House a traitor and leading a protest outside Abbott's mansion over the sniffle restrictions. In May, West spoke at an event in Dallas that included former Trump lawyer Sidney Powell. Abbott, who in previous years drew only token primary challengers, now faces two candidates who have previously held office. Former GOP state Senator Don Huffins is also running. Interesting. Colonel West is a great American. We suffered when he left Florida. I don't know a lot about him, but I'm glad he's running. Seems like a pretty decent guy. If he doesn't even win, at least he's making Abbott do some shit maybe he wouldn't have done prior. One thing Biden always likes, more taxes. Yeah, that's true too. Biden won't get much droning done with 450. Don't be surprised when you're fined for not having swum back to pay for it, said Richard Munder. This might be going over my head, some of these conversations. I do apologize. Richard, wow, do you think you can come back? How long have you been stuck past when you originally planned to leave? Wait.
So Richard got stuck in the UK, and due to the travel bans, he can't come back.
Oh, man. You been there since last year, or when did you get stuck?
That's what I was asking. Like, how the heck?
But the USA is not free. UK travel ban still on. Well, yeah, I just told you that, Quantum. You just had an argument with me. Ah, it's free. It's the freest nation. It is the freest nation, but it sure as hell ain't free. It's not even close. Be smart about what you want, and if you want complete freedom, live in the truth. There you go. You gotta understand. This is why I always say it at the end. You gotta understand that freedom ain't free. One for one. If you get busted, you're gonna pay the price, whether it be jail time or fines. But you've got to free your own damn mind, because that's the only way to do it nowadays. Other than that, get ready, because something's coming. There's a, could it be the inflation of the dollar, or the what do you call it, hyperinflation of the dollar? Could it be states deciding, you know what, we don't want to be part of the union anymore? Could it be another event like Waco? Who knows? But be ready. If you think you got the balls, be ready for it. I'm not going to do the smart strategies to fight back against inflation. We're running out of time. I got shit to do. Bezos, Gates, Gore back fake meat made by fungus. I tell you what, my steak was choice. It wasn't prime, it was choice. We made a choice T-bone steaks over the weekend, and they were probably the best T-bones I've ever had. And I used to like Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse has some pretty good steaks. They're not bad. They were definitely my favorite steak. They are no longer my favorite steak. And that wasn't even prime, that was choice. And I've learned a lot about making steak and what to look for and what to do to it in order to make it good. And I'll tell you what, getting better. As consumers begin increasingly comfortable eating faux meat burgers that look and cook and taste like the real thing, I don't know. I mean, Beyond Burgers, they're pretty good. If you dress it up, yeah, it kind of tastes like a burger. If you eat it by itself, it don't. A food tech startup backed off by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates is using fungus as the primary ingredient to create alt meat foods. Well, they're also talking about doing it with insects. Nature's Find, based in Chicago, has raised $158 million in funding from investors, including Bezos, Gates, and Al Gore. The company's meatless breakfast patties and hamburgers, dairy-free cream cheese, and yogurt and chickless nuggets are scheduled to hit grocery shelves later this year. Nature's Find. Looking into it this fall. The alternative food sector skyrocketed in 2020, growing U.S. retail sales 27% and bringing a total market value to $7 billion, according to the Plant-Based Food Association, a trade group comprising of more than 200 member companies. Meanwhile, shipments of alt protein product from food service distributors to commercial restaurants rose 60% year over year in April, according to research from a research firm, NPD Group. Yeah, I don't know. The stuff that they have to put in that in order for it to taste like that, you know how many ingredients are in that? No. I don't eat much anymore. I'll eat actual steak. Unity is the only way. That's insane. I have so many questions. Some countries in Africa are more free. You can kill everyone in a village if you want. Well, there you go. Your steak is real girl's favorite steak. Yeah. Our 82-year-old neighbor that we cooked for, she also said it was the best steak she ever had in her life. I was like, are you kidding me? You must not have had a steak. I mean, I don't know. It was the best one I've ever had, but that was high praise, right? American citizens are not prohibited from recreation. Never have been. You're British subjects. Yeah, I know that. I forget exactly where that is, but I remember hearing that we're still under British rule. I know I have no sniffle at all, and having my second shot in 2 weeks. Wow. Sounds like this would be interesting international story. Yeah, it would be. Getting your shots are banned from coming back. So you getting the shot and you still can't come back? That's messed up, man. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one either. All right, that's cool. That'll be where we end it. Well, shoot, guys. Thank you very much for stopping on by. I do this every single night, weekday night at 6 o'clock my time and Pacific time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And then on Saturdays, we do a Bible chat. So if you're into that, that's when we do those. Incredible Meat is no better than Industrial Runoff. Really? I don't know. I don't know the ingredients. I know that it was pretty tasty. We've had it a few times. It is good. But I'll eat regular beef. I don't eat much of it anymore. Yes, I live in the UK. I have been waiting nearly 12 years for a green card. So far, I just kept getting messed around by the U.S. government just because I'm from the UK and not who I am. Just go to Mexico and then come on up illegally and tell them that you're going to vote for a Democrat, and you'll be fine. They'll let you right in. I mean, you might have to go to a detention facility for at the beginning, but I'm sure it'll all sort itself out. Oh, I joke and I kid. I don't know. It probably would be easier though. Shit, that's why everybody's doing it. I don't think the whole process of getting a green card and coming to America, I don't know the extent of it. I do know that it shouldn't take that long. I think it shouldn't take longer than 5. Probably less than 5, but I will go with at least 5. At the maximum it should take of years to get into this country. It shouldn't even take that long, to be honest. I don't know what all you have to do, but do a background check. Can we just not do a background check? Hey, do a background check. You love America? Yeah, you do. You want to learn some stuff about America? Yeah, I do. All right, well, take the test or whatever. Shit, the people that come into America legally and take that test know more about America and our freedoms than any American does. 12 years is way too much. I think 2, to be honest. I think 2, but I'd be all right with maximum of 5. I think 2 would be perfect. 2 years. 1 year, study, learn, maybe speak English. Oh, that'd be nice. Can we make that a mandate? It's the most populous language, and you know how many people don't know how to speak English and have been here in this country all their fucking life and they still have their kids speaking English for them? I'm like, are you kidding me? How long you been here? Oh, my mama has been here for 12 years and you haven't learned a lick of fucking English? It's not that hard, man. I'm not in Mexico. If I was, I'd probably speak some Spanish. My own little rant. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Make sure to check out the descriptions down below. In those, we have links. And the links are for causes I believe in and support. We have the PH Association. That's a disease that I have that's going to kill me, and so it is kind of close to my heart. We have the GOA, the Gun Owners of America, that are going out and working for your gun rights as much as you can hope. We have ProjectRecover.org, an organization that goes out for lost service members and returns their remains to their families. And we have my favorite, Rally Point Irish. My good friend Irish USMC vet is trying to start up a location in Tennessee where vets can stay and live room and board free while learning a new skill like farming, blacksmithing, and gunsmithing. Great charity. In fact, if you decide to donate to my channel, which there are ways to donate down below, we are 100% demonetized. But if you want to donate to this channel, just so you know, there are links down there, but 50% of that goes to Rally Point Irish. It's a cause I believe in and support that much. However, if you are thinking about donating to this channel, may I encourage you to just go over to Rally Point Irish and just donate the 100% to him directly. I would really like to see that get finished, and I know he would too. He's got a long way to go. But we have been blessed enough to be able to share with him and that charity, well, not charity, GoFundMe, a lot. And I hope that we get even more people going over there and donating to it. So I do encourage, if you want to donate to this channel, yes, there are ways to do it. However, if you want to do something for me, other than give me money, go to Rally Point Irish and donate over there. Other than that, we have all the places that you can follow me. I have a secondary YouTube channel. I have a Twitter. I have a DLive. I'm on DLive right now. Yes, I have Gab. Yes, I have Rumble, but I'm not really on it that much. The biggest one that I'm on the most is actually Discord, which is also linked down below. We have a little Discord group, and that's where we can share stories. We can talk to each other and stuff like that if we want, and share pictures and fun stuff like that. So I encourage you all to go check out my Discord. No, blowing me up in the comments. Hold up, I'm only going to read a few. Liberty not licensed. Detention facilities are full. They are not even stopping a fraction of the undocumented immigrants today. People with money have no difficulties such as these, by the way, but it is our immigration law. You got to love it. A lick, dang it. Your kids feel uncomfortable translating for you. Yeah, I know, right? Good night. God bless and stay safe. Thanks, Stinger and Real. You're welcome, Walter Davis. I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you for being here. Great stream, bro. Thumbs up the video. Thank you, Irish. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. Text me if you haven't already. I heard my text thing go off. It might have been you. I haven't checked it. He lost citizenship for the UK. Sorry, Richard. You dug that grave. Ooh. Don't know what that's in reference to. Claim to be an albino black with some weird religion and confused sexuality. You'll be within minutes. It's kind of close to your heart, but I don't think that's going to kill you. I believe God is going to heal you from this. Well, thank you, Liberty Not Licensed. I appreciate that. I hope so. If he does, great. If he decides to take me out a faster way, I'd be okay with that too. I've seen people in late stages with pH. I don't want to go out that way. And I'm praying to the Lord, please give me the sniffles. Please let some shit happen. I would rather go out quick. Seeing somebody in the late stages of pulmonary hypertension is absolutely not what I want to do. But I did not lose it. Restream. You're adding restream? Okay. And he responds. See? Beep, beep, beep. It's like going backwards from the new world to the old world. Yeah. So why do you need a green card? I have no idea. All right, guys. Until I see you tomorrow, if I do see you tomorrow. If not, thank you very much for being here, guys. You made my night. I'll remind you to keep that family close. Watch out for that government. And try to live as free as you can in the tyrannical world we find ourselves living in. And remember, freedom is not free. So it will cost you. If you decide to live free, you will pay for it. Peace.